Well, on the 11th of October, Thea and Geir, a couple from Norway, were married in a church in Oslo. Outside the church, a demonstration raged as people gathered to protest against the marriage. Why? Because Thea is just 12 years old.
This was the year I would finish a book. I was going to live a bohemian life in Berlin. And this was the year I was redecorating my kitchen, my bedroom, my bathroom, and everything inside.
Jeg spør deg, vil du ha Geir som står ved din side til din ektefelle?
All of the kids would fall into place.
Well, thankfully, that wedding never actually went ahead because it was, in fact, a very clever campaign by aid organisation Plan International. They wanted to bring awareness to the fact that 39,000 underage girls are forced into marriage every single day. Joining us to talk about it in Oslo, Norway, is Per Christian Spertoli from Plan International, and in Stockholm, Sweden, 12-year-old Thea, who is in fact Maya Bergstrom. Good morning and welcome to you both, or good evening in your case. Per, to you first. This all started with a blog by Thea leading up to the wedding day, and in the first 24 hours of that blog going live, it became the most viewed in Norway and received incredibly strong responses. You must have been thrilled in some ways that that was the case.
Yeah, I was really glad that so many people have showed that they think it's wrong to when a 12-year-old girl gets married away from their family and their childhood, and I think it's really good that so many also show their anger. I show that it's against this.
Yes.
So I'm really glad that so many has looked at blog.
And Per, I mean, you were taking quite a risk doing this, weren't you? Were you surprised by the reaction that you had and it being such a positive reaction, i.e. the one that you wanted, which was, you know, so many people opposed to what was happening?
Yes, we were aware, and we were prepared for a lot more criticism than what we actually got, because we know that we were provoking, but we thought that this is such an atrocity that it's worth provoking. It's 39,000 girls who are married off while they are children. It's in the worst case, it's a form of child slavery, where young girls are made to work hard, they are forced out of school, and they are raped every evening. So this is a horrible atrocity, and we wanted to bring it to the people's attention in Norway and in the world.
Per, I think the really clever thing about this campaign is that, of course, these marriages are happening every single day, as you say, but they're happening in parts of the world that we don't tend to think about or perhaps care about. So by bringing it home, you have really opened people's eyes to the reality of what that means.
Yes, indeed. That was our goal, was to really, because to make people see that these girls that this is happening to, this could be your daughter, it could be your grandchild or your niece or your neighbor. And these girls, when each of these marriages that happens to these girls is as bad as if it had happened to one of the girls that you know or in your family, and you really need to, we need to step out to do something about it.
Indeed. In fact, yesterday I spent the day with a very close friend who was 12 years old, and when you can actually put a face of someone that you know to this, it does make it all the more powerful, whether that's right or wrong. Maya, as the wedding day approached, did you feel a connection to child brides around the world?
No, because I'm just an actor and I just play the role Thea. I just give a face to all these girls who not can give their own voice, and yeah, I just an actor and I cannot do that.
Yeah, well, true, I suppose in some way you have to distance yourself in order to play the role. Tell us, Per, what is it that people in the Western world can be doing about the practice of marrying off child brides in many other parts of the world? How can we apply pressure to change that?
Well, we really encouraged people to do two things. We wanted them to support our demand to our government and to their own governments around the world to increase the support and in our case through the aid budget to fight this practice all over the world in poor countries. But we also wanted people to become sponsors and to support our work and to support the girls that are fighting these practices around the world. And indeed, that's the same in Australia. Plan Australia is doing a tremendous job, my colleagues there, trying to convince the Australian government to step up their efforts through the aid budget, and also to get the people in Australia to support the work that Plan is doing out in the field. And people in Australia can go to plan.org.au and become sponsors.
Well, interestingly, here in Australia, we've very recently had quite a high-profile case of a child bride being married in Sydney, which has been prosecuted by police. But obviously, those sorts of prosecutions don't happen in many places around the world. So, thank you very much for your amazing campaign to highlight this phenomenon, this problem, and Maya, thank you for being so brave to take part in it.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you both so much. And if you want to learn more about child marriage and how you can end it both overseas and right here in Australia, you can go to the Plan Australia website to see how that you can help, or you can make a donation, and all their details will be on our website.